Okay, so here's that earnings test that I teased earlier on. And so this earnings test is definitely applicable to Social Security from age 62 to your full retirement age, right? And so you can see the numbers there. If you're younger than your full retirement age, so meaning you start at age 62 and your full retirement age, let's say, is 67, and you're out working and you're making over $21,240 in 2023, these numbers update every year, you're going to be penalized $1 for every two over that figure. So it's a stiff penalty over and above that. So if you're planning on working and having some kind of a meaningful income over and above that 21,000, you're going to want to sit down and think about that. Because there's a penalty involved there. Now, if you're going to go out and you're going to have some high-paying consulting job paying you similar to like a high-paying salary that you had when you're working, you may just accept that penalty and move on because you wouldn't step over a $10 bill to grab a one. But it is something you want to be aware of that's going to be in place. There is an exception where you can be penalized less, and that is only when you are in the year in which you are retiring or your full retirement age. Let me start over. So if you reach your full retirement age, right? So let's say your full retirement age is 67 and your birthday is in June. So from January to June, you're allowed to make more than the 21,000. They give you a higher amount that you're allowed to make 56,520. And the penalty reduces to $1 for every three versus $1 for every two. So they give you a little relief as you get closer to your full retirement age. Now, let me go back to the $21,240 for that special retirement supplement that I talked about specifically for federal employees. That is subject to this earnings test. So if you are going to take up another job when you retire from federal service, if you're earning over the $21,240 and you're collecting the special retirement supplement, that will be exposed to this earnings test for all regular FERS employees. Now, if you are a special category, law enforcement, firefighter, or air traffic controller, keep in mind that you do, and you're eligible to retire before MRA, which would maybe 57 or 56, you are not exposed. So you have a period of time, say if you retired at age 50, you would have up until your MRA to have a secondary job, take your supplement, and not be penalized on it. So I know there's a lot of information here. That last piece was only for special category FERS. Okay. If you have any questions on that, please get in touch and we'd be happy to clarify that for you. Very important stuff. So when to take Social Security, that's a big one. But here's something that we do know. I like to always just kind of go to the math, quantify things before we go into like the other areas, which there's a lot of when it goes to making the decision as to when to take Social Security. But what we do know is that there is a mathematical break even in place. If you do not, for example, take your Social Security at age 62, and you did not take it. Now you turn 66, you start collecting your benefit. You are getting more, but now you're starting off behind, right? Because you left all that money on the table for those from 62 to 66. That money you didn't collect for those years. So that increased benefit that you're now collecting at 66, it's going to take you up until, in this example here, 77.9. So let's just round up and call it 78. So 12 years is the break even. So in other words, if you passed away before 78 and you did not collect at 62, you wait till 66, you pass away before 78 rather, you lost the bet, right? You wouldn't care because you wouldn't be here anymore, but that's just the math on it, is that it's about a 12-year break even from 62 to your full retirement age. So keep that in mind when you're making this decision. I can tell you, statistically, most people take it at 62. That doesn't make it the right decision. I could make a pretty valid argument that for federal employees, there is a pretty good argument to make it for not waiting, too long for it, because you do have other benefits in place, like wonderful health insurance that's there for you. You have the pension, of course. You've been, TSP with a 5% match for your career. So there are other things in there. So just beware when you're reading up online about when you should take Social Security. Just know that that's for the general population. That's not tailored to the federal employee and the benefits that you have available to you. So again, this is something that you want to make sure you spend time on. Maybe talk to a financial professional to give you other insights on it as well.